Welcome to the Friends and Rivals podcast.
Let's talk Devils and Islanders, let's talk Penguins and Rangers, but let's not talk about Flyers, cause they're a bunch of fucks, which no one can deny,
Friends and Rivals podcast coming at you live and hot, episode 205, but there's only two hosts. Joining me tonight is just William Fougere and me.
Yep.
How are you tonight? How are you tonight, Bill?
Baked. I don't know. Should we really done this when we just had the two of us?
Listen, yes, we should have. This is the California sober episode of the Friends and Rivals podcast coming at you. But I would be doing this podcast and all of our fan a disservice if we did not start off the podcast with this story. For the first time since 1983, all of the Philadelphia sports teams lost on the same day. I wish I knew where the loud cheer was. Steve knows where all these sounds are. I don't know where all the sounds are, but man,
the Flyers Eagles plays. Yeah.
Woo! Bravo.
Thank you. They love me. They really love me.
I think we need a fuck the Flyers little chant after that.
Yeah.
But it was so nice watching the Giants finally beat the Eagles. Holy crap. The Giants have been like over. What's that?
Had it been a decade? What was it? Last time they beat the Eagles.
It was probably somewhere around there. It was probably crazy like that. I don't recall when the last time they beat the Eagles. I think I was at the Giants game the last time they beat the Cowboys. And they used to beat the hell out of the Redskins forever. Even when the Giants sucked, they always found a way to beat the Redskins.
Yeah.
So I can't really pick on the Redskins, but man, it was so nice to finally see the Giants beat the Eagles. And they almost beat the Cowboys
in the second half. Like they just kept pulling away. I kept thinking the Eagles were going to like turn it around and make the Giants at least sweat it out, and it just never happened. Which was great. I mean, not a Giants fan, but just great to see.
What do you think about these Thursday night games in the NFL? Because it seems like the majority of the upsets that do happen during the course of the year happen on Thursday night. If you haven't noticed, pay attention.
There's probably something to that. I think that we got one. Well, it's Monday Night Football tonight, but I think we got one in the process right now. But
Atlanta, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But is it just a short week, not enough preparation time? Your body's in a rhythm, and those Thursday night games just completely fuck it all up.
I think there's something to that. I think there's something to just not, a team not just being able to go through their whole preparation routine for the full week, and maybe some coaches are better at that short turnaround for their game planning and stuff like that too. I mean, but yeah, it does. I think you're right. I do think that more teams do. There are more of those upsets on Thursday nights, yeah. Because the NFL ultimately is not concerned with the quality of their content. They're just trying to get as much out there as many different times as they can. And it doesn't matter if it's garbage or not. They know people are gonna watch.
Do they have to worry about that? I mean, they could put a fucking giant Jet game on Thursday night or Monday Night Football, and they would do record numbers. Who's watching that horse shit? Seriously. I take it back because I would watch
Penguins fans.
Well, yeah, exactly. I would watch
anything else on
because they're fun. I don't care necessarily that they win or lose. I just want to see a team out there kind of having fun. And when a team's kind of having fun, they're typically going to win or be in a position to win a game, even though they might still lose. But I can't remember. I guess the last time the Giants made the playoffs was the last time we've seen that with New York football.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, what was that?
I can't think of anything that happened on the Jets. That was 20. Was that 22 or is that 23? Might have been 22.
Yeah, I would think 22. Yeah, I don't think it's I agree.
At what age do all the years start blending together? Because they have for quite some time. Yeah, exactly. So is that like an over 30 thing?
If you want me to throw this morbid one at you.
Oh yeah.
Think about a guy like Macklin Celebrini or whatever who came into the league last season. Young guy, and if he has a full NHL career, like most stars do, plays like 17, 18, maybe 20 years, whatever. By the time he retires, I'm fucking elderly.
Bill, you might be dead.
That's very true. At best, I'm elderly.
Listen, one of us may be dead, but it's crazy to think about, right? Some of the people that I work for in corporate America, they're so young, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I was born in 1997." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Good Lord in heaven! Like when I used to say that, and the elder people used to say that to me, I would just laugh it off and be like, you fucking old fuck. But now I'm the old fuck, Bill.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be the old fuck anymore.
Yeah. About retirement,
Well, listen, I'm very, very much looking forward to retirement, but I don't want to fucking retire at 67 or 69. 69. But
6'7"
or 6'7". But you retire at that age. Life expectancy is at what, 75 for males in the United States now? Like 8 years?
I'm not gonna beat it.
That, man. Yeah, I don't. My dad died when he was 75, so I have to imagine I'm going to go around that same time. Although I didn't abuse my body like he did, but still, I just don't want to be in that position. So to change topics back to sports, I brought that up, the Thursday night thing, to bring up something else. On Twitter yesterday, the hockey team of New York in Manhattan, the Rangers, they have played 2 home games this season, and they scored in a total of 0 goals. Listen, the first one was the first game of the season against the Penguins, and it was Sullivan's old team. Listen, there was a lot of juice, I'm sure, going in the Penguins locker room to show their old coach or yada, yada, whatever. But the game against the Caps, it was a back-to-back. The Rangers had a morning skate in Terrytown where they practice, and then they had the game in Manhattan. People are talking about having your morning skate in Terrytown, which is up in Westchester County, probably 45-minute drive down to the Garden from there with no traffic. And
some traffic,
I'm guessing. Is it probably about that? Maybe a little bit more. But it's still, you're going up there, and now you got to drive all the way back to Manhattan. And I'm sure that, it's thrown some of these guys' schedule, these guys' routines off slightly. Do you think that could really be something to where it would severely affect a team when they're not scoring on home ice? And that could be an idea as a culprit, because I don't know that there's another team in the NHL that does practice so far away from where they actually play. Like where the Penguins practice in relation to downtown Pittsburgh.
Oh, you got me there, but I believe it's they're definitely nowhere as far as Tarrytown to Manhattan.
Yeah,
no question.
And even the Knicks are up there, so I don't get why their training facility is so far outside of Manhattan. I mean, shit, put it in East Rutherford, and it's still 1,000 times closer than fucking Tarrytown, New York. And maybe it's because some of these guys live up in Greenwich, up in Connecticut, and it's just on their way down. But even still, how far is Greenwich away from downtown Manhattan driving?
Oh, it's not. It's again one of those things. It's not far if there's no traffic, but
right?
Try to get from Greenwich to New York City without just sitting
Like,
for a
when
freaking
is
hour.
there not traffic in New York? When is there not traffic in New York?
You can ride your bike from Greenwich quicker to Manhattan than you can drive your car.
I think the quickest we have ever made it to a place was the Blizzard of the 96 day when we made it up to Rye Playland. We made it up there in like an hour. It took us, 1,800 hours to get home, but it took us like an hour to
still
get
out
up there.
there.
It was, yeah, exactly. We're still on the way back. We stopped at a hotel. Also, I am on Marriott's Wi-Fi. I am on location. I'm in the wonderful second city of Chicago this evening. So I am connected over Wi-Fi. So, and it's telling me I have my Wi-Fi logo. My Wi-Fi is pretty low. So if I do go out, I do apologize to all the faithful listener.
That's just going to leave me.
But yeah, well, yeah, I know. Well, then you would have to, I said, you have to just talk more. You just have to talk more. Without the other two idiots here, you just have to talk more. And be honest, we can literally say anything about Nick. Anything that we ever wanted to say about Nick, he's never going to listen to this bullshit. No. So we have to watch what we say about Steve.
But to that point, and we'll get back to the other thing in a minute. But to that point about what we can say about Nick now. I don't honestly can't. I was thinking, why would we even let the Islanders in our group? Why? I don't know who even wants. I mean, we got these teams, but then I realized after I thought of that, I'm like, oh, I'm actually really the one that's like out. I'm the only one that's like out of the New York market. I'm like, oh shit, it's really the Penguins that are like, why would we do that?
Yeah, and honestly, we like Nick more than you. So just want to throw that out there.
I like Nick more than me.
Not tonight, though. Not tonight. Screw Nick. Fuck the Islanders and fuck Matthew Schaefer. Can we just call him Paul Schaefer from now on?
Paul Schaefer.
Yeah, I am never going to remember his first name. Ever. Never in a million. But I give the kid a lot of credit. He's a really good fucking hockey player, and it's a fucking shame he's going to be wasted on the island. It's so upsetting.
It's the next Potvin.
Oh God, heaven!
Oh, I lost him. Oh no, you're back. You're back.
Am I going in and out? Uh-oh.
You did just for a second there. Yep.
Man. Well, I'm sure it'll get better as we go along. And I'm trying to also
wonderful Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's fine for watching, for watching Corn and stuff like that. But when it comes to like video chatting, I don't know how good it is. And again, there's no organization to Steve sound clips either. It's just how he puts them in.
He wants to know where to find them. He wants that timing. He wants that credit.
Well, that's fine. Just put them in alphabetical order then.
This is going great.
Expired.
Oh, do we have that one? We have that one. We have to.
We have to have that one. I hate that one. Don't let Steve know how much I hate it though, or else it's just gonna be all day.
Nah, you're fucked.
No, he's not.
We don't have that. We have to. He played it like a billion times. It's again, it's the way he has things organized.
Frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Nah, I can't find anything. I can't.
A few things. I don't even know what you're looking for.
I don't remember what the hell I was looking for. I think I found what I was looking. No, I'm looking for the expired clip. And there's no expired here. It should say one word, expired.
Doesn't say
expired.
It says
EXP commercial or whatever it was.
EXP.
Oh, how would you ever derive expired out of that, Tom?
You stink. You stink, Steven. I just thought that was an interesting take on the Rangers because I always thought that Terrytown was way too far outside of the city to be their training facility. I never liked the idea, so I kind of wanted to jump on that a little bit. But
Yeah, but
think about it.
It is something to think about. But I also think it, when we're 2 games into the season, we got a 2-game sample size. It's a little early to
Well, at home, yeah, okay.
not with the home games, yeah, like a little
Yeah.
early to point the finger and try to identify that as maybe the issue that they can't score at home.
Yeah, but I think the issue more is one was the first game of the fucking regular season against the coach's former team. They wanted to put a hurting on him. And the second was fucking Ryan Lindgren's brother. This is not the first time he has come into Madison Square Garden and has absolutely stoned the Rangers in every instance. And they say that it's because he's a right-handed glove for the goaltender. Okay, that's great. Shoot to the fucking other side then. What the hell?
And it's every team deals with it. So like if he's especially hot against your team, I mean, it's not really a good reasoning.
And it's not out of the realm of possibilities for a goaltender to have another team's number. It's not, and look at Brodeur against the Rangers for basically his entire career except for early on and the two playoffs. Other than that, it was all Brodeur. That would have been the only way I would try to score on Brodeur. But but fucking Charlie Lindgren comes in, but I don't think it's even that. They scored 6-1 the night before. They're feeling good, and bang, they come in the next night after traveling home from Pittsburgh, and they don't score any goals. Okay, that's what? How many times have you seen that out of your team in the past 3 years? More often than not, you'd see that more than, it was Charlie Lindgren's fucking catching hand or Terrytown, New York being so fucking far away. That's the point I tried to make. It took me a little long to get there. And Bill, I mean, it took us 15 minutes to get there, but not bad.
It's gonna be that kind of day.
There's no doubt about it. We're boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Because I had a point about this, but I completely forgot it. I was about to make a point about it, and I lost it. It's
somewhere out in the stratosphere. But it makes me laugh about all of the things that we see on Twitter as, people having the right formula for a team not performing well.
Yeah.
And if you want to take it even into last year with the Rangers, go ahead before you forget.
Day after night game. Not day. The first game back from a road trip. Infamously. And even if it's early season, and even if it was a 2-game, it is something that happens too much for us not to acknowledge as a thing, because it definitely happens.
Oh, absolutely. What are the other ones? Early season long road trips are good for the team. You buy into that cliche too? You buy into that?
I think yes and no. I don't think it necessarily gives them an edge in anything, but no. It's like if there happens to be a road trip early in the season, you could take advantage of it. You could do some group activities and stuff. You could make it more of a bonding kind of thing. I would definitely take advantage of it if that happened to be in the schedule. I think teams that don't have that in their schedule, are they falling behind somehow? No. I think that's silly.
I couldn't agree with you more, because these guys are together. These guys are together all the time. Whether they're training, they're on the ice, they're going out to get coffee with each other during the day. Listen, I'm sure some are napping with each other. But they're with each other all the time. They're all bonding all together. I think, in my personal humble opinion, I think this is more of a tool and a thing that could happen or benefit a young team. Kind of right. Like rookies, like the Blackhawks, like the Sharks, like these up and coming teams who have these really young guys on them. You really wanted to get them together and think together as a team, as a family. Those early season road trips, I'm sure, are instrumental for them trying to do all of that. But for a team like the Rangers, or a team like the late 2000 Penguins, or the late 2010 Penguins, I should say, They didn't need any of that shit. They Panarin and Fox and Zibanejad and all these guys, they've been together so fucking well. The core of the teams are basically established. So I think if it could help anybody, maybe it's those young teams where it helps more.
And it's always really, I mean, when you're talking about performance, it sounds kind of dumb to even point it out. It's pretty obvious, but like their time on the ice practicing together, that's getting to know each other on the ice is really the most important thing when you're playing the game. Like,
sure,
it doesn't matter if you're having a burger with a guy, or not later on, as to where, as to your understanding of where he's going to be at that moment when you've got the puck, you should be able to anticipate where your teammate's going to be. That comes from practicing and being on the ice together.
1,000%. So there's these cliches out in the NHL, and then we all have fun with them on the Twix and on platforms like this. So it has nothing to do with anything other than it happens. It happens in the game. Did the Rangers play bad against Washington? No, they played fucking great. Not even great. They played fucking great.
So they had like 35 shots, right?
Yeah.
I think they had mid-30s, right?
The power play was great. That was a game where if Zibanejad had literally any confidence, he should have scored 4 goals. It was simple. It was just Charlie Lindgren just got in the way. He had a phenomenal game. And look, the Caps didn't have to travel very far. They went from fucking Belmont Park to Madison Square Garden. That's better than taking a flight back from Pittsburgh. That is more of why the Rangers did not score yesterday and not some Terrytown or whatever. All right, I think we beat the shit out of that enough.
Yeah. But, stay down. If you know what's good for you, stay down.
Do you think, is there any surprises? I mean, we have 1 week of hockey, right? Some teams have played 4 games, some played 3, some played 2. I don't see any real big surprises in the NHL as of right now. Everything's kind of like, hum.
And I kind of think too, the only other kind of thought I had, and I'm not watching every single team, obviously, but like just the feeling that I've gotten is that a lot of the teams that I have seen, I'll just say a lot of the teams that I have seen are definitely inconsistent so far. I mean, they're very different one game to the next. So that's what I've been noticing in the season so far. And I think the way I don't know if they're really changing anything that they've not done in recent years with the preseason, but like it's just you don't see a preseason game where you got more than maybe a line intact that's going to be in your regular lineup,
Right. I mean, the only thing that I would say, I mean, and it's not even a surprise, is just how awful the Buffalo Sabres are. Someone jokingly put a tweet out there today that they've been eliminated from playoff contention, which I laughed way too hard about. But Jesus Christ, what are we doing here? Is it time to take the team away from Buffalo? Because it's obviously not working there.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like the exact same. In so many ways, the Buffalo Sabres are the New York Jets, and it's just absurd how closely linked they are. It's so bad. You should just blow it up and forget about it. Forget it was ever there, or let them have a draft to like remove all their players, and they can repick players, and just try over. You know what I mean? Let all the disperse the talent there, and then just bring back all new guys. I would think it's a great market for hockey. It's just been so bad for so long. Those Sabres, you lose something?
My internet. It's really bad. So I'm kind of like moving it around the room to see if there's like a spot that's like better, and that's how I can tell that everything's kicking in right now. by the way.
80s TV with an antenna over here.
All right. What? I didn't hear a word you said.
80s
All right,
TV
this
with
lamp.
an antenna. Oh boy.
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk about 80s TV. I was like, yes,
No.
let's do that.
No, like the way you're moving around. No, the way you're moving
No.
around is like an antenna moving around. Like,
I know.
oh, forget it.
No, I get it.
No.
Charlie, move it like this. Yeah.
Are we riding the metro, or did you already cover what you wanted to cover on the majors? Because I could just jump in about the Penguins.
No, we're not there yet. I wanted to bring up the Buffalo Sabre. I wanted to bring up the Buffalo Sabres roster.
Nice.
And these are their forwards that they're. I mean, listen, how bad have the Buffalo Sabres been bad?
Yeah.
How long? How long have they been bad?
Well, they're going on. I think. I mean, that's the thing. Them and the Jets both. So the Jets are on they're working on their 14th playoff this season. So I believe that's the same for the Sabres, because we've just been waiting for one of them to get there. Yeah.
You mean they
last time they made the playoffs?
Drury and Briere were on their team with Ryan Miller as their goaltender. That was the last time they were in the playoffs?
It had to be, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it ain't good. It ain't good.
Oh. But okay, so them not making the playoffs means that they have really, really high draft picks. Who are you employing to be your scouts? All of them need to be fired. All of them need to be fired. I mean, they've hit on a couple, but man, that's a team that just can't gel, and they got some pretty decent players: Josh Norris, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck, Jason Zucker. Well,
yeah, they got some. Yeah, they got some good guys.
But they're great guys, and they got a solid defense. And goaltending is what it is. Defense. Yeah, but what is it? Like right now, to me, it's Lindy Ruff. It's not working. It's the beginning of the second year, and you're already a bust on the road to summer. That's it. We're done. Bye.
It's throughout the organization. I mean, it's a top to bottom thing. And again, it's just like the Jets. It's like if you don't have just a good foundation, it doesn't matter if you bring in talented guys. I mean, talented guys like in a vacuum where the system's broken and their depth stinks and all those kinds of what are a few talented guys going to do? And they got some good guys, but it's not going to go anywhere. Jets have Garrett Wilson. That poor boy's not going to the playoffs until he's not on a different team. I mean, come on.
I was attempting to see if I can jump over to my hotspot on my phone, but that's probably worse than the Marriott's network.
Gotcha.
So, oh well.
Well, Florida got you on there.
I'm on 11. Us high rollers are on the higher floors. Hello. Yeah. We're not in downtown Chicago. We're in the suburbs south of O'Hare. So we're pretty far outside of Chicago. Proper.
Okay, but you're not like South Side, right? You're not like.
No. We're more west. More west. I meant to play that when you said South Side. I was delayed. I'm sorry. And look, we're not going to go through all of this right now because we have definitely taken up an extraordinary amount of time talking about literally nothing. But I wanted to bring this up. Elliot Friedman tweeted this today, and they're saying that the league and the referees they're tracking goaltender interference, and it's about goddamn time because, I mean, what is a strike? What is a catch? What is goaltender interference? Is that the NHL equivalent to all of that? Or is there something else more equivalent?
There's nothing equivalent to this because, like, there's not a goaltender like this in other sports, really, right? So I mean,
I get that, but the call itself, right? Like, what is a catch in the NFL is their number one thing. I mean, could goaltender interference, what is goaltender interference, be the NHL's number one thing? Or I don't know. I think it might be.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because it's just not consistent. It's just one of those things that's very inconsistent with the refereeing.
It's 100% inconsistent. So the first one they start talking about, right, was actually happened today. Nashville at Ottawa. We're gonna play the clip for you right here. So Stützle, number 18, is going to get the puck and go to the net. He's going to lose the puck, but he's going to skate through the crease. While he's skating through the crease, he bumps skates with UC Soros, and then a goal is scored after Soros had time to react to the goal. They called this well, I'm not going to tell you what they called yet, so I'm just going to play it. That is real fast time. I get that Soros is kind of pissed that Stützle went in there and bumped him. But, man, I can't tell you how many times I have seen that happen in the NHL.
Yeah, he had time to reset after that.
Right. And plus, yeah, he was absolutely moving. Now, they do break it down and give us the slower version of this so we can see in super slow-mo. But there's the clicks right there. Soros definitely had time to get over and block the short side 1,000%. And this was called, after a 6-minute review, this was called no goal on the ice.
Too long to review also.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But man, this is ridiculous. I mean, but it's ridiculous in a number of different ways, but I want to tell you why it's glorious. You want to know why it's glorious, Bill? It's clean cut. It's either he did or he didn't. If you go through the crease like this and you bump and make contact with the goaltender, regardless of what the hell happens, it's goaltender interference. But how long? How long does a player have to be out of the crease before it's no longer goaltender interference? Did you hear all that?
Yeah. I don't know if there's an answer to that.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there's got to be. I mean, it just seems like there should be common sense should prevail. I mean, you should just be able to look at something like this and be like, yeah, do that time to reset. But maybe trying to define that amount of time is something to make it just
how about
this or that.
How about this exact play? If you bump skates with the goaltender and you are still in the crease when the goal is scored, no goal. If you are outside the crease when the goal is scored, goal on the ice.
That makes sense.
Clean. It's clean. It's clean and it's clear cut. There's no questioning. There's no interpreting. And that's the big thing. No interpreting.
Yeah. Because if you've bumped the goalie in the crease and you've got time to get yourself out of the crease, then the goalie's got time to reset. So that's a good rule of thumb.
Yes, but that is just when you click skates with the guy. If you fucking barrel him over, no goal. No goal. So there has to be layers, maybe to this. But
in that case, you're talking about
this should have been a goal. Under a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you were going to say, the timing of that?
Well, I mean, in slow motion, it's hard to tell how long he had to reset, to drag the foot across. Because you could say, look, if he gets his left skate like that, he's preventing him from pushing off to the far post. But in the amount of time that he was gone,
yeah. Look at real time. Look at real time. Pushed. He was over there.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying in slow motion, I noticed that he, it makes me wonder when it's in slow motion when I don't know if the puck's on the way right now as he's doing this part of it. Yeah, it makes it clear though in the the live shot, in the full speed shot, that he had, that he was clear by the time the shot was taken.
Yep. So listen, there was a couple more examples, but I think that's a clear example of how they're going to track things. But if they use the notion that if you make contact, it's no goal, I can't even be mad at that. As much as I'm going to be pissed that it's fucking stupid, at least there's no interpretation. At least it's clear cut. But you got to give me how long until the goaltender is reset in your world after he gets bumped. You got to give me that at least.
Yeah.
All right. So we and by the way, I mixed up the order on Ride the Metro. I should be going first, not you, my good man.
Oh.
We have played one more game than you, but I was going since we tied, went to last year. That was completely wrong of me. We'll start with the New York Rangers. And as we alluded to, at least with two of the games thus far, we played the Penguins on opening night. It was it was a return of Mike Sullivan to the New York bench, this time in the head coaching role, playing against his former team. Look, it was a pretty sloppy game from the Rangers, and they looked really disorganized at times. And I think I'm putting that nicely. Shesterkin played great, but Penguins won. Okay, and it happens. I'll let Bill talk more about the Penguins. But I got to tell you, a lot of what I saw out of them last year is ringing true. That's a team over there that hustles. They're in every shift. They get puck possession from time to time. Goaltending is going to be pretty questionable for them this year, I think. But you got to be a little excited about how your team hustles, Bill. They're a hustle team. I like that.
So far,
maybe
so
from
good.
The two games I saw.
Yeah.
The other two games were on the road, at the aforementioned awful Buffalo Sabres, who I believe were playing without Owen Power and somebody else that night, and the Rangers just, I mean, it was 1-0 through most of the game, but the litmus test would have told you the Rangers should have definitely gotten more, and they did at the end. And it was a 4-0 shutout for Igor Shesterkin. When all said and done, a lot of people obviously getting their first goals of the year. As we go along, Miller's scoring. Adam Fox is scoring. He had 3 goals in 48 games last year. He has 3 goals in now 4 games in this young season. And they've really needed Adam Fox to get back up to the caliber of in the conversation for the Norris Trophy, or at least in the conversation as one of the top 5 or 10 best defensemen in the NHL. He needs to get back in at least that conversation, because he hasn't been in there for about 2 years. So maybe a year and a half. And I get injuries have something to do with it. I get that. But he needs to get back to playing at a level that made him a Norris candidate. Then they play the red hot Pittsburgh Penguins come into the Garden, and this was, or we go out to Pittsburgh rather, go out to the Berg and completely dismantle the Penguins in a lot of facets of the game. But there's in that game, with a lot of happiness comes some sorrow, and not UC, but two prominent players from the Rangers now hit the IR. Vincent Trocheck is now week to week, and Carson Soucy, it's assumed that he's in concussion protocol because he literally dove head first into the end boards while he was trying to check somebody on the Penguins, and it was not very pretty at all. Matthew Robertson gets the start in place of him in the game against the Caps, but it's undetermined what's going on with Trocheck. I can assume it's a broken bone. It has to be for him to be probably week to week. I don't think he tore any ligaments or something. That doesn't sound like a ligament thing. That sounds like more like a bone fracture or something like that. So we'll see. Doing that moves players around in your top six. You now no longer have Zibanejad playing with Miller. Now Zibanejad's now centering a line with Lafreniere and Panarin, which on paper you're thinking, "Woo, that's a formidable line." Hold that thought. And then you have another line where you have JT Miller playing with Will Cooley, and then Connor Sheary is a good player. And I hated him when he was on the Penguins for all those years and how good he was. Didn't like him when he was on Tampa, probably for the same reason. He's not that player anymore. And yeah, I get that. I said at the beginning of the year that there's no way Berard makes the team over him because he knows Sully's system. We've played 4 games now with Connor Sheary. We can bring up Brett Berard or somebody else to fill that top 6 role while Trocheck is away. Sheary's not the answer there for a number of different reasons. Yeah, I mean, now, if this was Connor Sheary 5 years ago, woohoo, I would be fucking doing cartwheels. But it's not. Okay? So we got to get a replacement up here for Sheary. If that's, sacrificing sending someone down or putting someone on IR for a little bit so you can call somebody up, because the problem with the Rangers right now is their cap issues. They don't have a lot of cap space to bring up even somebody who's making $900,000 a year. In fact, they don't have enough money to bring up either Berard, Hoffman, or Perreault at this point in time because they're still on their entry-level contracts. Even at $800,000 doesn't fit with the cap. So they would have to maneuver and do some things to get these guys up here. But I think it might be time. Or what you could do, and this might be even better because it frees up a spot in the bottom 6, and you take Zibanejad and you put him on the right-hand side of Miller and leave that line intact with Cooley, Miller, and Zibanejad. Awesome. You take Noah Laba. This kid has performed so well in the preseason and very early on in his Ranger career. He has showed hustle, determination, speed, a lot of good attributes that you have seen out of this kid. Only the first 4 games, small sample size. But, man, would he look good with Panarin and Lafreniere? That's the type of center I think that those guys would need in order to jumpstart maybe Panarin, because I was thinking to myself at the end of the Caps game last night going, man, when the Rangers get Panarin back, this team is going to be unstoppable. And I'm waiting for somebody to say, well, he's played all 4 games. What? No way. Panarin is this is playoff Panarin that we're seeing in the regular season very early on. This is a bad thing. This is a real bad thing. He injured in the preseason, didn't get any games, so he's going through that right now. Okay, he's played 4 games. I'm expecting a heater tomorrow night at the Garden against the Oilers. I'm expecting a heater from Panarin. That's what I'm expecting. 4 games. Now is the first game of the regular season for him, all right? He's got all of his preseason stuff and now out of the way, and he should be up to speed at this point. And boy, Artemi Panarin just needs to show up, because he hasn't been, even in the games where they dominated, even against the Sabres or against the Penguins. Panarin wasn't a factor in any of that. So when they get Panarin back, things are going to be different. When he starts scoring the way he needs to score. But, man, you think about Artemi Panarin, even if he does continue this awful start and it bleeds through, midpoint of the season, do you trade him?
Are you getting somewhat ahead of yourself after 4 games?
I'm just asking the question because I have seen it too many times, Bill. I've seen it too many times in the Rangers organization. That player just hits a fucking wall and then that's it. You got all you could out of them.
How old is he right now?
Early mid-30s. I want to say 34, maybe.
I
34.
mean, the danger is, that's a time that you could see a drop off, like from somebody, who was in their prime. Like that sounds like, right on the cusp. And so maybe you jumped the gun too early and you think he's finished and maybe he was just in a slump. That's the danger. I mean, you just got to know your player and know, like when you're watching him, does he seem to have the same step that he had a couple years ago, or is something missing?
No, he does, without question. He's just getting checked more. When he gets checked more, he doesn't perform very well. Like if there's two guys on him constantly, that's not the scenario for Panarin. He's a one-on-one guy, or I'm gonna beat you with my speed or something like that. That's the Panarin. That's the ice that he looks for. When you double team him, he just it's tough for him. He makes some plays every now and again, just like anybody else would, but he becomes human. How about that?
And that's part of like how our reps calling things this year, because that changes year to year too. Like the season starts and what are they calling? What are they not calling? What are people getting away with on them? So that could affect skill guys more than others.
Panarin is 34 UFA at the end of this year.
UFA.
But
there's
a lot of people coming off the board already early in this season. So you may not have many options to replace the point production you're going to get from Panarin.
Yeah.
Even at 70 points a year. So think long and hard whether you want Panarin back next year as a Ranger organization. There's a lot of people that would say no, he's not a playoff performer. He's a shell of himself in the playoffs. But you need him to get there. You have to have him to get there. And we've seen that with Marian Gaborik in the past, but you trade a guy like Gaborik and then he comes back and bites you in the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens this year, but I can't wait for Panarin to show up. We're all waiting. We are all waiting. I'm not going to talk about the Caps game all that much. We did talk about it already. It's a 1-0 loss to the Washington Capitals on Charlie Lindgren night at Madison Square Garden. So it was the everybody had the catching glove in the right hands in the stands. That's what they were giving away apparently. So a little foolish, but this week the Rangers celebrate their 100th year. Oh, and by the way, this little tidbit: never in the 100 years of the New York Ranger franchise have they ever lost the first two games at home and scoring 0 goals. Shutout in the first two home games never happened. So first time for everything.
Congratulations.
Is there a checklist that your organization has to have off before you can get your 100-year certificate? Because I need to. We need the list. I need the list to know what's coming this year because it's going to be ridiculous. But they get to celebrate their 100th anniversary as an organization. That will be Tuesday evening. So I'm assuming there'll be a lot of pregame festivities and all that hoopla. And then they go up to Toronto and Montreal this weekend. Speaking of Montreal, Lane Hudson, 8 years, $8.5 million. He signed an extension. That seems a little light for Lane Hudson, don't you think? After the kid in New Jersey signed for 9?
He's still pretty young though, right?
Aren't they the same age? Didn't they come in the same draft? This is why Steve's important, because he would know stupid shit like this about the Devils. I guess. All right, Bill, Penguins.
All right. Well, yeah, they're 2-1, which would be way better than I would expect the season to start. So you said before about having doubts about the goaltending. I very much share that. Despite that Archer's Shilovs.
Herbe? You have Archer's
Rangers in game 1. So that opener against Sully at Madison Square Garden, he picked up the shutout there. The Penguins played a good game against the Rangers at the Garden. Just in the fact that, unlike the last several seasons, they were just not giving away a number of odd man rushes and getting outnumbered. Like there's been so much the last few years of defensemen who take high risk, low reward shots at pinching or whatever, and just ends up leading to a jailbreak. I mean, Eric Carlson was doing that twice a game, just by his lonesome. And other guys were not really helping. So the thing that I really noticed in the first 3 games really of the Penguin season is they've cut that shit out to a large extent. They're not giving up goals because they're getting beat on the rush, outnumbered on the rush. The Islanders did have a couple of goals on the rush where our left defensemen are kind of following the puck carrier across and leaving a guy. They've got numbers back, but they're following one guy across instead of passing him over to the defenseman to the right of them. So our left defensemen have got to work on recognizing that a little bit, and that would have cut off the Islanders a couple of the goals that the Islanders scored in that 4-3 win for the Penguins. Were just that exact thing. There was another goal for the Islanders. Duclair, the first goal was a nice play by the Islanders. I give them credit for just making a nice read, nice pass. Duclair getting open and everything. All that being said, Jari should have had that one. So that's a bad goal start for him. But Jari didn't play a bad game against the Islanders altogether. Gave up the 3 goals, but really only that first one was a bad one.
Tristan Jarry still on the Penguins?
Yeah, he's the backup goalie so far. They made Shelov's the starter.
At some point in time, I thought you traded him last year at the deadline. Maybe not.
You were probably just looking at my wish list or something. I don't know what to tell you. No, I'm done with Jarry. I don't want to see him ever again. Because even if he plays well, which he does sometimes, you just know like what's coming later. It's just very consistent. And
is he making five? Is he making 5.5 mil a year? How much does he have left on that contract? This is last year.
Oh, I think like 3 years.
He's got 3 years, but
plus
still
2, maybe?
at 5.5. I would if I needed a goaltender, 1,000% I would trade for Jarry.
1,000%. It's worth trying to catch lightning in a bottle because he's streaky, and maybe you catch him on one of those good streaks.
The only other friggin' guy that would be available was who was the other goaltender the Penguins had? Matt. He won the cup. He replaced Fleury. That guy. He went to Toronto. Fucking.
Oh
sucks.
Jesus! Oh God.
Yeah.
I should know that name too. I probably don't have the brain right now to remember.
but he would be the only other like veteran goaltender option that's not really doing shit right now.
Yeah, but he gets hurt.
Not saying that Jarry's
probably hurt right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Jarry.
I mean, Jarry's expensive for a backup, that's for sure. And I don't know how long he will be the backup because we got Blomqvist, who's I don't know when he's going to come back from IR. That's always uncertain, but I think he's going to get a real shot at running the show when he gets back. And they got the kid Marashov in the minors, who's we'll see how he does this season. But man, he was really good last season and then the preseason. So we'll that goaltending situation will evolve. I don't know if Shelovs is going to be the starter for much longer. He got lit up by the Rangers. I mean, he could have saved several of those Ranger goals. He really was kind of invisible. So like the first game against the Rangers, he gets the shutout and is like, she loves me. And then it's the game where he gives up 6 goals, like she loves me not. Waiting all week to do that one.
That was excellent. Well done. Oh my God. You waited 54 minutes to say it.
But yeah, I'm really, I'm just pleased that the Penguins, like to Tom's point, that they're playing hard. They've gotten their profile is much younger now. Harrison Brunick did pick up his first goal. He's and so did Ben Kindle against the Rangers. That was a 1 goal they scored the other night in the 6-1 loss. Was it
nobody liked Mike
Schiff?
Nobody liked my GIF after he scored a goal. I don't do that normally for other teams.
I don't even remember what it was.
It was a Kindle. It was like an Amazon Kindle. It was fantastic.
I don't think I had to look at my messages. I don't think I think I missed that one. Somehow.
Gosh dang it. Anyway,
but he showed some real good acceleration, in the transition there and getting free to take that shot. And he beat, arguably, might be a little early to say, but arguably maybe a future Hall of Fame goaltender in Igor Stricken. So was pleased to see that, even though that was a loss. But overall, like I said, playing well, not beating themselves for the most part with the odd man rushes and stuff like that, like that's been like their Achilles heel for so long. So that's a good place for a younger team to be. And while their average age probably isn't very young in NHL terms, there's just a lot more youth in the Penguins lineup than there used to be. So
those 3 or 4
good to see them play that way
and really throw off the curve.
I do think if it was up to my vote right now after 3 games so far, I would say when the 9 games is up, I would 100% keep Brunick and Kimball, because they are 2 of the better guys on the team. I mean, flat out. So good to see.
You only send them down if you want to tank really, really hard this season, really hard.
Yeah, and I've never been a proponent of that in the NHL, because so many teams finish dead last. I mean, how many of them end up actually getting the first overall pick? What's even the point?
You're right, because you go into that stupid. I don't want to say stupid lottery, because it's not a stupid lottery.
It's stupid.
But you got to go into the lottery. All right, maybe you're right.
They fix it half the time anyway. So cautiously optimistic on the Penguins, fully understanding that they're not, obviously going to do anything this season with the start that they've had.
Nope. Whoa. All right, we got to go to now.
This is the wrong bell.
Weekly WTF now. Right into it.
All right. Yeah. This week I just I know what happened at the end of last week's episode. It did not go well. I tried to appeal to the ladies and the gays, and nobody was into it. So I just said, screw it. I am just going to give the people what they want this week. I don't even have a topic. Let's just jump into this.
The middle one. Were we judging?
I guess we should.
That's really sexist. We shouldn't do things like that, Bill. That's terrible. Absolutely horrible. It's just the one on the left, by the way. Not. I mean, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'm a fan. I just have some slides. I mean, there's nothing else. There's no other real topic here.
I find no value in showing and putting our faces on the screen at this point in time. There's absolutely zero value.
Arguably, there never really has been.
Yeah, I mean, here's my tape.
Yeah. And so I didn't really again. We just run through this and reset because man, it didn't go well last week. The weekly was not appreciated.
I always appreciate the weekly WTF. She's got glasses on. She's smart.
Seems so.
Wow. Yeah. The girl in the camouflage, a little cold.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. I mean, this seems like redemption to me.
Oh, I did have one more slide.
Me.
Son of a gun. I forgot.
Is she Pete? Oh, no, she's not. That's a shadow. Would have been Bill. It's fantastic.
I don't even think it's a shadow. I think it's grout.
I wasn't looking that hard, but I can. Okay, yeah.
That's the game. Right. Is it a shadow or grout?
I think that's foreshadowing for next week, folks.
Anyway, all right. That definitely is the last slide this time.
I mean,
you're in control of the screen now.
Yeah. I am. Yeah. So I am. I have decided that I may, if it's going to be really, really difficult. I really want to go to the Winter Classic in Miami on January 2nd to see the Rangers and the Panthers down at the Miami baseball park. It's at this point, I think we're flying home from Jersey on the 1st. It would be a tough sell to try and go down there the next day in that morning. It would be and do 8 hours in the car. That would be a little rough. That would be a little rough. But I haven't said no to it yet. So I'm going to see. Let's see if I can do that.
Well, is it a thing where do you think you could hold off until you actually are on your way back to see how you feel and just, maybe swing for secondary market tickets when the time comes?
I was gonna have to do that anyway, but I can also just wait and see. And the second, I can see the Lightning and the Devils. Are they doing that stadium series this year at Raymond James Stadium? I mean, that's a hell of a lot closer, and I think it's in February or something like that. Or is it around the same time?
No idea.
I don't remember the timing of all these things.
Let's see, NHL Stadium.
Yeah.
Somebody's Googling. 2026.
Just look at trying to find the Devils.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning hosting the Boston Bruins at Raymond James Stadium on February.
Oh, it's the Bruins.
Tampa, Boston.
February. Yeah. Why did I think it was the Devils for some stupid reason? Why the hell would they?
Why would anybody want to watch
I don't
the
know.
Devils?
I have no idea why I thought that. I don't know why I thought that. But hey,
New Jersey don't want to watch the Devils.
You're right. That's very evident. I wouldn't have problems seeing Tampa and Boston. That would be a pretty cool game to go to.
Yeah, that'd be a good game.
I'll definitely see if I can do that for sure.
Pasta versus Kucherov. Fucking great.
Fucking great. They're in Utah. I was kind of hoping the Blackhawks would be in town while I was out here. I've never been to a Blackhawks game. Would love to. By the way, kudos to O'Hare Airport. I came off in Terminal C, and all of their terminal signs, this is where gate A, or this is where gate is, or the gate signs, not the terminal sign, sorry. Each one of their gate signs had the Blackhawks colors. It was just a thing they put over it, and it was all the Blackhawks colors. I came in at C29, and I got to pass C19, and I thought that was a really cool one. That was Jonathan Tay's number, the captaincy. That would have been really cool. I didn't take a picture. I should have. Maybe when I go home, I'll look at Terminal C. But all of the gate,
for them.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's nice when a city has one team to get behind, honestly.
Yeah,
because it's not like, if we do something for the Rangers, we got to do something for the Islanders and the Devils, and
I don't know. Do they really say that though?
Giants.
I see it.
They avoid getting behind one team. A lot of places like that would just avoid it.
Yeah, I would agree. Or
unless somebody's having a playoff run while the other team's the Jets.
Yeah. Well, that's every football team ever. You know what? This has to be the way to talk sport, or to do a sports podcast, and a live one at that, is just show things like this.
Yeah. What?
I don't care. Let's go back to that one. Who cares? I mean, and we talk in the background. At least you don't have to look at our stupid faces. I'd rather look at this.
I mean, I have guitars behind my head. Everybody's seen it.
Right.
Everybody's seen it.
Exactly. Ooh, Tom's walking around naked again. Ooh. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding. You can see that. They can't see that.
Yeah.
We may start doing all of our podcasts like this.
This would, I can be convinced.
Hard not to. Hard not to. All right. I think that's going to do it I mean, listen, without those other two guys, we did an hour and 5 minutes. Holy crap. Unbelievable.
45.
Yeah, tight 45. Even when we have nothing to talk about. Oh, yeah. All right. Bill, say something witty.
Episode 420, y'all.